On December 21st, 1937, Disney released the film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The film was the first fully animated motion picture, and it was an impressive feat. Snow White paved the way for more animated films to be made. Fast forward a couple years, and a studio called Pixar released the first ever animated film to fully utilize CGI, Toy Story. The film changed how animated movies would be made, with everyone leaving 2D animation behind for more sophisticated 3D visuals. And that's thanks to Disney popularizing animated films and Pixar popularizing animated films that are completely made with CGI, that an up-and-coming animation studio, Illumination, could make the best franchise of all time. Despicable Me is a franchise that I keep referencing in my videos because, well, how couldn't I? It's incredible! Since I made a video talking about FNAF, another franchise I don't shut up about, I thought it would be a logical choice to make a video talking about Despicable Me. I'm going to talk about the 3 Despicable Me movies as well as the 2 Minions movies, so, I really hope this video wasn't too long. Okay, well, I really don't have anything else to say, so I'm just going to start talking about Despicable Me 1.
At JT's Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Lexington, I'm going to give you the moon!
Despicable Me is about Felonious Gru, and let's just say he's pretty despicable. You see, Gru wants to steal the moon. However, he kinda sorta needs money and a shrink ray to do that, so Gru goes to the Bank of Evil and meets the best villain in all of media, Vector. He's called Vector because he commits crimes with both direction and magnitude. So anyways, Gru doesn't get money because he's old and doesn't have a shrink ray, so he goes to steal it with his minions. But oh no, Vector comes as well, and he ends up taking the shrink ray. What will Gru do now? I'll tell you what Gru does. He adopts 3 children, Agnes, Edith, and Margot, by pretending to be a dentist. You see, they sell cookies, so Gru's plan is to have Dr. Nefario, his scientist that lives in the basement, I guess, make cookie robots, so then when the girls give cookies to Vector, the robots can assist Gru and the minions instantly shrink ray. But get this, instead of making cookie robots, Dr. Nefario makes boogie robots. That's hilarious. But in an even funnier twist, Dr. Nefario makes a fart gun when Gru asks for a dart gun. Oh, Martin Scorsese could only dream of making something as good as this. Don't worry though, because eventually Dr. Nefario makes cookie robots and Gru takes the shrink ray away from Vector. Anyways, after stealing the shrink ray, Gru decides it's time to ditch the girls at a theme park, but after almost killing a man, Gru ends up bonding with them. How sweet. However, Dr. Nefario decides that the girls need However, Dr. Nefario decides that the girls need to go because they're distracting Gru for his moon-stealing goals, so he unadopts them and goes to steal the moon. Once Gru has the moon, he realizes that he needs to make it back to Earth to go to the girls' dance recital. But oh no, Vector kidnapped the girls and he's not going to give them back unless Gru gives him the moon. So Gru gives Vector the moon, but Vector doesn't unkidnap the girls. Also, Dr. Nefario finds out that the effects of the shrink ray aren't permanent and that the bigger the object, the faster it returns to normal size. In case you didn't realize, the moon is pretty big, so it's, growing rapidly. Thankfully, Gru saves the girls and Vector gets sent to the moon. The end. I really enjoyed this movie. It had the best villain of all time, Vector. I like Gru's relationship with the girls, and the wacky antics the Minions got up to are funny. I know a lot of people don't like the Minions, but I am not one of them. I am the #1 Minions fan. The part where they printed their own butts was one of the funniest scenes in all of cinema, with the Vector butt scene being a close second. Gru is really funny as well. I like the part where he popped the child's balloon. Kinda like the game Balloon Side Defense 6. Dr. Nefario was pretty cool. I hope that they use him in the next few movies and don't freeze him in carbonite or something crazy like that. The music goes hard. Pharrell Williams coached with the opening song. It's better than anything Beethoven ever made. Despicable Me is a great start to the franchise, one of the best movies ever made. Let's see if the sequel can live up to this masterpiece.
Scared of what? Women? No, that's bonkers.
In Despicable Me 2, Gru joins the Anti-Villain League, or AVL, since he's no longer a villain. Speaking of which, Dr. Nefario leaves Gru for someone more evil. His job at the AVL is to stop a mysterious villain who's created a stink called the PX41 serum, which turns animals purple and evil. The fact that I know the name of purple minion juice from memory is kinda sad. Anyways, Gru teams with another AVL agent, Lucy Wilde, to put a stop to this diabolical, nay despicable villain by hiding in a store at the mall called Bake My Day. But then Gru and Lucy get visited by Eduardo Perez, who invites them to the Cinco de Mayo party at his restaurant. However, Gru believes that Eduardo was actually the villain El Macho, who was supposedly dead. So then Gru and Lucy sneak into Eduardo's restaurant in order to look for the PX41 serum, but oh no! Gru activates a trap! Suddenly, a chicken shows up and begins attacking Gru.
Some guard dog.
So Gru and Lucy find what they think is the PX41 serum, but it's actually just salsa. As if things couldn't get any worse, Eduardo enters the restaurant. Now Gru and Lucy have to escape. Thankfully, the Minions come to the rescue. Speaking of the Minions, strange things are happening to them. You see, the Minions go over to an ice cream truck, but the giant ice cream cone sucks them all up. Anyways, Gru and Lucy go back to the mall, but Gru discovers that Margot is dating this absolute goober, Antonio, who's also Eduardo's son. Now Gru really wants to prove that Eduardo is El Macho, but Diablo arrests this other guy because he had PX41 serum. Since the investigation is over, Diablo sends Lucy to Australia, which makes Gru sad. Anyways, then it's time for Eduardo's Cinco de Mayo party, which the girls want to go. I can't say it like Gru. I can't do it.
Girls?
So the girls want to go to Eduardo's Cinco de Mayo party, so Gru takes them there. After spending some time trying to murder Antonio, Gru sits at the table all alone and eats a tortilla chip hat. But then he sees Eduardo and decides to follow him, and it's revealed that Eduardo was El Macho the whole time. Not only that, but Dr. Nefario is working for him. Then El Macho tells Gru his dastardly plan, which is to inject the minions with the PX41 serum to turn them into evil monsters. El Macho asks Gru if he wants to join. Gru lies and says he will, but El Macho doesn't believe him. While this is going on, Lucy is hallucinating that people are Gru during her plane flight.
Just did a boom boom.
This makes her realize that she needs to be with Gru, so she jumps off the plane in order to find him. Gru and the girls go back to the house, but then Dr. Nefario calls him over Skype and reveals that El Macho kidnapped Lucy. Oh no! Gru goes to save the day, but when he leaves, a purple minion jump scares the girls. Thankfully, Dr. Nefario shoots a purple minion with a PX41 serum antidote, and then it turns back into one of my favorite minions, Kevin. Meanwhile, Gru and the minions he brought along with him are getting attacked by purple minions, but Dr. Nefario comes to the rescue once again as he comes in a helicopter with the girls to save Gru. While Dr. Nefario and the girls are shooting the purple minions with the antidote, Gru fights El Macho. He drinks some PX41 serum and becomes Purple Guy El Macho. Not only that, but he's gonna send Lucy into a volcano. Gru knocks the remote out of El Macho's hand, which is what he was gonna use to kill Lucy. I haven't mentioned that. But oh no! The stupid chicken from earlier pushes the button! Thankfully, Gru saves Lucy and El Macho gets defeated. And then, Gru and Lucy get married. The end. Honestly, I think I like Despicable Me 2 more than Despicable Me 1. Sure, El Macho wasn't as cool as Vector, but you know, he was still cool. Even though he's no longer evil, Gru is still a menace to society in this movie. He hits a child twice, sprays someone with a water hose, also twice, gets his dog to pee on his neighbor's lawn, and knocks people over. Truly the most relatable character in all of cinema. One thing that bothered me about this movie is that during the part where Gru and Lucy were in El Macho's restaurant, they kept calling the chicken a polo, which is Spanish for chicken, but like, that's just not how it's pronounced. It's supposed to be pollo.
Hey, that polo is loco.
I want to eat the tortilla chip hat Gru has. It looks good. The girls spend the movie trying to get Gru a girlfriend because he's scared of women. Me too, Gru. Me too. That movie was also pretty funny, but you probably already knew that because these are some of the funniest movies ever made. Anyways, now that I'm done talking about Despicable Me 2, it's time to talk about Despicable Me 3. This is in Despicable Me 3. Minions is a prequel to Despicable Me movies about some of my favorite characters in all of cinema, Kevin, Bob, and Stuart, going to find a leader for the Minions, since they kinda sorta killed all their previous ones. Eventually, Kevin and the gang find the most despicable villain ever, Scarlet Overkill, and she makes them her minions. Anyway, Scarlet wants to steal the Queen's crown in order to become the Queen of England, so she tells the minions to go steal it with some gadgets that her husband made. After some wacky antics, the minions get chased by the British, and Bob pulls the sword out of stone, making him the King of England. But this makes Scarlet mad because she wanted to be the Queen, so she goes to take the crown from Bob. So then Bob gives her the crown because he's just such a nice guy, but Scarlet sends the minions to a dungeon anyways. I hate her. Thankfully, the minions escape and try to apologize to Scarlet, but then some wacky stuff happens, and now she's trying to blow up Bob and Stuart. In order to save Bob and Stuart, Kevin has to hack a growth spurt and defeats Scarlet Overkill. Oh yeah! Afterwards, the Queen gives the minions reward for saving the day, but oh no, Scarlet Overkill comes back! But then, Gru comes in and freezes her with his freeze ray. Freeze ray? What? Anyways, upon seeing Gru, the minions know that he's the true leader, and they follow him. The end. Unpopular opinion, I like the Minions movie. I like slapstick, which you might have figured out if you looked at some of the older stuff on the channel, and the Minion movie has a bunch of slapstick. However, jokes that don't involve a minion being hit aren't really funny. Except the King Bob scene, I love that scene. When King Bob said, "King Bob!" I knew I was watching a revolutionary film. There's also a side plot where the minions are trying to get to Kevin, Bob, and Stuart. And I liked it. That was a cool side plot. Scarlet is a pretty lame villain. There's nothing really notable about her, like Vector or El Macho. I like the part where Stuart went to the hot tub. Okay, let's talk about Despicable Me 3.
And you told me that dad died of disappointment! entertainment when I was born!
I was not looking forward to Despicable Me 3. Even as a kid, I remember not liking it very much. But honestly, the movie wasn't that bad. It's definitely the worst of the Despicable Me movies, though. Despicable Me 3 starts off with Gru and Lucy trying to stop the most despicable villain ever, Balthazar Brat, from stealing this diamond. After an epic dance fight, Gru takes the diamond and becomes naked. Even though they got the diamond, Gru and Lucy get fired from the AVL for not catching Balthazar Brat. And then an old man comes to Gru's house, and it's revealed that Gru has a twin brother. So Gru goes to meet his brother, whose name is Drew. Okay, I'm pretty sure that Illumination just forgot that Gru's last name. Gru's first name is Felonious. Actually, I don't think Illumination forgot this. I know they did, because in the Despicable Me 4 trailer, it's revealed that Gru's baby's name is Gru Jr. This means that this child's name is Gru. Poor kid's gonna get bullied at school. But as it turns out, Drew wants to be a villain just like Gru, because villainy is the family business now apparently. So then Gru and Drew get up some wacky hijinks, and Gru convinces Drew to help him steal this diamond for Balthazar Brat. You see, Drew thinks they're doing something evil, but Gru just wants to return it to the AVL to be employed again. So they go to steal the diamond, but Drew's kinda stupid and he sucks at heists. Once they steal the diamond, they go back to Drew's house, but oh no, Balthazar Brat steals the diamond back and puts it in his giant Balthazar Brat robot, and now he's gonna send Hollywood into space! Holy crap, they're Megamind 2 ripoff Despicable Me 3? But don't worry, because Gru and the gang team up to fight Balthazar Brat, and Gru defeats him in an epic dance-off. The end. The movie has two side plots I didn't mention because they don't really connect to the main story at all. One of the side plots focus on the Minions. You see, they are sick of Gru being a goody two-shoes, so Mel tells everyone to quit. I don't know why Mel is the main minion of this side plot. He's like a B-tier minion. Kevin, Bob, or Stuart should have replaced him. Anyways, the Minions go to jail and they escape to find Gru. And side plot is kind of pointless. It's just there to add wacky Minion antics in a movie, which as a Minion maniac I would approve of, but the Minion antics aren't as funny here. I mean, I like the part where the Minions sang and Mel's Gru flashbacks are pretty funny, but apart from that, it's not very good. In the second side plot, Agnes tries to find a real-life unicorn but finds a goat instead. Balthazar Brat is only slightly better than Scarlet Overkill. I like the concept of him being a TV star that turned into the character he played after his show got cancelled, but there's nothing too memorable about him, except his catchphrase. It's pretty funny.
I've been a bad boy!
Also, Dr. Nefario isn't in this movie because he got frozen in carbonite. Gru's a lot less rude in this one. He doesn't even bully a child. I get why Gru's nicer now because, you know, he's a hero or whatever, but Gru being rude is like one of the best parts of these movies. Despicable Me 3 is a fine movie, I guess, but now it's time to talk about real cinema.
Yes, I am pretty despicable. You don't want to cross me?
Minions: The Rise of Gru is a pretty special movie. This is the one that started my Despicable Me obsession. Yes, while everyone stopped the whole Minions: The Rise of Gru is the best movie ever joke and moved on to more sophisticated things like Skibbity Toilet, I have stayed by the Minions side. Minions: Rise of Gru is about a young Gru in the 80s. Where do you think Felonious Gru was during the bite of 87? So Gru wants to join the Vicious Six after their founder Wild Knuckles left the group. And by left, I mean everyone else tried to kill him because he's a senior citizen and everyone thinks he's too old to be a leader. He goes to an interview for the Vicious Six, but oh no, they laugh at him because he's a child. Then Gru decides to show the Vicious Six who's really the boss, baby. And he steals this little amulet thing from them. The Vicious Six begin chasing him, but Gru manages to escape. However, the dumb, stupid minion known as Otto traded the amulet for Pet Rock. Screw Otto.
No, what's wrong with you? Are you really that stupid?
Because of Otto's stupid actions, Gru decides that he doesn't need the minions anymore and leaves. But when he leaves the house, he gets kidnapped! Oh no! Now that Gru has been kidnapped, Kevin, Bob, and Stuart must go on an epic quest to find him while Otto looks for the amulet. Anyways, it's revealed that Gru got kidnapped by Wild Knuckles because he wants the amulet, but Gru doesn't have it because of this bozo, so now Wild Knuckles is gonna kill Gru if he doesn't get it in time. Kevin and the gang find out that Gru's in San Francisco, so they go on a plane to get there. The plane scene is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I just find it really funny. Anyways, once the minions get to San Francisco, they realize that they aren't strong enough to take on Wild Knuckles, so they learn Kung Fu. Meanwhile, Gru and Wild Knuckles begin bonding. They even rob the Bank of Evil together. Eventually, Kevin and the gang master Kung Fu, and they're ready to defeat Wild Knuckles. However, the Vicious Six destroys Wild Knuckles' house and try to kill Gru. As things couldn't get any worse, they have an amulet and become monsters. Thankfully, the minions defeat the Vicious Six and save Gru, but oh no, during the whole ordeal, Wild Knuckles gets injured. In a sad twist, the movie ends with Wild Knuckles dying. Except no, it was just a prank, bros, because Wild Knuckles is alive and he and Gru go to do some despicable things. The end. The amount of references to the original movie is astounding, and as the #1 Despicable Me fan, it gets me excited. Gru has a cheese ray, Dr. Nefario shows up, the Bank of Evil and Vector's dad show up, and so does Vector himself. Wait a minute. How is Vector in this movie? He's supposed to be younger than Gru. Now that I think about it, Gru met Dr. Nefario in the first Minions movie. Why do they act like they don't know each other? And wait, Gru uses the freeze ray in the first Minions movie as well. So how come Dr. Nefario was giving it to Gru in this movie? Why are there so many inaccuracies? Anyways, the movie's funny, and Gru and Wild Knuckles' relationship is cool. I wish more of the movie focused on it. The whole Kung Fu plotline is kind of pointless. It feels like it's just there to pad the runtime since the movie is already pretty short. That being said, Bob being indestructible is pretty funny. I've mentioned it before, but Gru's mom just hates him. Every time she has a speaking role, it's to bully Gru.
Mom, someday I'm going to go to the moon.
Oh, I'm afraid you're too late, son. NASA isn't sending the monkeys anymore.
Minions Rise of Gru was good. So that was all the Despicable Me movies. I'm gonna quickly rank them now. Despicable Me 3, Minions, and Minions Rise of Gru, Despicable Me, and Despicable Me 2. I exaggerate my enjoyment of these movies in my videos for the funny haha, but I do genuinely like them. Sure, they might just be mediocre or even bad movies for little babies that are only made because they bring in $1 billion, but I don't care. Stuart goes in a hot tub. Honestly, it was nice to finally talk about movies I enjoyed instead of whatever this is supposed to be.
No merci, I'm French, we drink wine.
I'm excited for Despicable Me 4. I'm probably gonna make a video on that when that comes out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go play some Minions Memory. Bye, I guess.